holy fuck, what are Brokeblade and Caps doing this week? Like, oh my god, I've seen some like bad performances from G2, but like Caps, like I I don't know how they can like. So you had G2 in the past where they would have these really bad best of one performances, normally against Rogue, and then people would joke about it, aha, it's G2 trolling,
Yeah.
aha, it's just the best of one, it doesn't matter. But to be that bad consistently over 2 games, like the first game, okay, so early game wasn't that bad. I mean, first game, Caps was like running it, but enemy team was coming mid a lot, he's in a matchup where he has to at least attempt to contest the wave, or his champion's useless, his fillet is useless. So I kind of get it. Enemy team was mid better than his team was mid, so I kind of get why he's behind. But they both in the mid game, they both had team fights where they're literally just running around without looking at where the bot lane is. And the worst situation I can remember, there was a team fight. I think it's on the fourth dragon. I think it may be on the fourth dragon, where Caps and BB and Skimond, they're in the river. They're on blue side. Bot lane is behind the dragon pit. Hans Sammer's on Ezreal. He wants to play his fight slow. He wants to like have the team play around his cooldowns, and he's probably sitting there behind the dragon pit, looking up, and then his 2 solo laners and his jungler are just like running into enemy blue buff jungle, like getting picked. Like he's not even on the same screen as his teammates, and like it just showed a huge lack of focus. And I've seen this enough from the top teams in Europe that it concerns me a lot, because they don't care. Like G2 know they're going to make top 4 in playoffs. They know they have a first round bye. And they know that they've secured. They're in a position where it's almost impossible that they're not going to come top 4. So their focus is off, and this is a really bad habit to have. And it's a habit that I've seen from all of the top European teams, and it's even existed on teams even when I was on a top European team, like coaching a top European team, right? Like it was even like that, and this lack of discipline is really concerning. G2 will be fine. They're not going to lose. They're not going to miss out on top 6. But the fact that BB and Caps can run around like this, can like in so many team fights, can get picked so many times, it rubs me the wrong way. Because obviously, like, who am I supporting this year? I'm supporting Koi because of Chocha. And like they've just gifted BDS a free win for no reason. Obviously BDS played well to catch the throws, but like they were really running it down in that series, and it's not something that is uncommon, and it's not something for like Fnatic will do it at some point, KC will do it at some point. Koi, are they bad or are they doing it? Like it's hard to say, but yeah, that was a shocking performance from Caps and BB, and I'm sure like they will be fine next week, but it just. Like this week was so bad. It was so bad. It was shockingly bad. That's what I'm going to say.
What do you think, Jensen? Soul also G2.
I feel a slightly different take on it. I think that this is more of a, because I'm such a shill for BDS, right? And the way that they play the game, because I think that BDS plays textbook correct League of Legends. The jungle and support are connected, they're doing the correct setups, and they're playing how the Eastern teams will play from when they're behind, and trying to make sure that their side lanes aren't perma-shafted all the time by overloading the map accordingly. And what I'm seeing from this is that my takeaway from this is I don't think BB and Caps had a absolute shocker of a series, right? It's not like they're just running it down at every single opportunity. The way I'm looking at it is that they're reaching a point in the game where it feels like they've just walked over other opponents who don't do the same defensive hygiene that BDS has, in terms of making sure that they don't absolutely get picked apart by Renekton just walking forward, starting somebody, and having another person or 2 other people jump them at the same time, because they have numbers there, and they're there to match you as BDS. So it reaches a point of time in the game where the opponents have not just gifted them the free win, and they actually have to, okay, now we have these compositions that aren't just straight up 5v5 AoE teamfight compositions. How do we close out the fight from here? The one that I'm thinking about that was really egregious is the one where Brokenblade just, we're talking about like bad top lane TP flanks. That was just the exhibit A, where he just TPs in the banana bush and just dies to BDS. That was probably the most egregious one that comes to mind. But if we were to disconnect right, and compartmentalize what they were doing on the map activity and stuff like that. What I'm getting from this is that G2 has been walking over everybody else in scrims, and at some point when Romain inevitably posts the this is G2 scrim record and stuff like that, I wouldn't be very surprised if this week they won every single scrim, but against teams that don't have the proper defensive map hygiene.
Right.
Yeah, I can see it. So basically, like this is like a wake up call for G2, basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I can see it that way. I can see it that way. I mean, obviously, like it looks very, very funny when it's Caps and BB because, like, obviously we know Caps and BB aren't this bad. We know that they're going to be fine. Maybe not next week, but they'll be fine when it really, really matters. But yeah, I mean, for sure. So do you think it's just them like getting frustrated? Or do you think it's just them, like, they have these weaknesses, but they've never been exploited? Or do you think it's a lack of focus? Like, because it can be like, you could have a weakness you don't know about, or you can have a weakness that you, that hasn't been shown, right? No, sorry, a weakness you don't know about, or like something you do know about, but you need to focus hard to fix it, but you haven't need to focus, if that makes sense.
I would say it's a bit of a combination of both. I think that this is them going up against BDS. This is a team that will hang on over there and it forces you got to close out the game properly. And if you don't get the practice and you don't get in the last few steps to get those steps in properly to secure the drakes and stuff like that, then but it's going to be tough. They're going for this 1-1-3, 1-4 setups with BB always playing with lots of pressure on the cross map, and then they're looking to try and find lots of these options to pull their opponents apart on the map against a team like BDS that understands the map control game, where they don't just automatically fold to that. Then they actually got to close out the game properly. So it's revealed a part of the game that's missing. So I wouldn't say it's a weakness. I would just say it's a missing hole in their protocols, right? It's a missing hole in their protocols that they have yet to shore up.
I would just say the 1-1-3 setup they have failed at is against the fucking player, Jensen. Bro, they made this guy look like Xin Zhao was the most OP champion ever created in League of Legends. Like, how did they keep doing that over and over? Every time he walked in, they were like, oh my God, he's knocking me up. What is this? Like, that, bro, I know what you mean, Jensen. Put it this way, I think your take's not bad there. You're like theory craft. Because that looked like a team that just thought they were going to just walk through this game on, like, half asleep or something. Because they didn't adapt at all in this fucking series. Like, that particular game just lives rent-free in my brain because it was just them over and over again doing the same fight. And what's weird is, if you look how they drafted, surely the plan was just snowball the whole game and run over them in like 20 minutes. Like, what were they doing in this game? Like, I don't know, but that looked like they played on autopilot. And by the way, shout out to BDS for actually clapping them. Like, 1-1-3 had an awesome game. Like, look, I don't know how we got away with it, but fucking hell, it worked. It did work.
I mean, if throw it into enough, and the enemy team just assumes you're into, right? Like, I mean, if they think he's into and he like steps up and walks up, maybe they're like,
yeah. No, he baited them, he did. By the way, one thing as well, we haven't mentioned his name, because to be fair, we're mainly talking, I agree, this all and did play like shit for G2. But I also think this was a great series for why I don't care, even when G2's at their best. They almost won the last split. Like, people thinking they're really good. They've had games this split that looked like Skumons look awesome in some matches. One of the things I think they are going to, unfortunately, constantly have to circle back to every split that they don't win is the fucking Labrov Mickey X swap. Because, bro, that has been a game changer. Like, Labrov himself does not peel in even vaguely the way I think that Hansama had dreamed of when he asked for that player. If that's really who Hansama asked for, like, you have got to be careful what you wish for, mate. Because I'll tell you what, you might have thought Mickey X like into, but mate, he was fucking dynamite in those mid games though. Like, some of those fucking moves he could make in team fights and you do miss that in this team. Like, I know it's not that I'm not making Labrov the main offender here, but I do notice that is clearly like missing in these fights, mate. Like, I can tell there's times when they think like he's gonna like peel or get something off it. He just doesn't get it done, mate. It's actually they're in the top spot. Go on.
I just want to chip in a little bit more on that. If I'm gonna say that the weakness of the LEC as a whole is in terms of team fighting, and if G2 is supposed to be one of the stronger team fighting teams in the LEC, I think the supports across the board in the LEC have not been doing a very good job in terms of knowing the job and doing the jobs in team fighting. And I think that the switch from Mickey X to Labrov has been very noticeable in the team fighting department.
That's fair. I would say Mickey is still best team fighting AD carry in the league.
Support.
Support.
No, that you're right.
In the league?
Yeah.
I think so.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.